Hello everyone, welcome to Hands-on ICD-10 Coding Tutorial, Session 11, medicalcodecenter.com ICD-10-PCS Book User Guide. First, overview of this session. In Session 11, I will go through how to use the ICD-10-PCS book. So if you have a paper book, please follow along. And secondly, we will go through how to build ICD-10-PCS code, and then how to do search ICD-10-PCS either by code or by keyword, and then how to use ICD-10-PCS index, and finally, how to find the ICD-10-PCS definitions. So first, how to browse ICD-10-PCS book. So if you have a paper book, you can get a book out, follow along. So the first example is BB24YZZ, CT scan of bilateral lungs using other contrast. So let's go to the book. So the code started with B is the imaging. Okay, let's click the B. And then the BB here for respiratory system. BB2, just 2 is for CT here. So as you can see, we can easily navigate to the PCS table starting with the BB2. And here is the table. And then you can further find the body part, which is for lungs bilateral, and then the other contrast for contrast, and then qualifier is none, and then qualify the seventh digit is also none. So this provided you with easy way to navigate to the PCS table starting with the the first 3 digit. And here under the table you have a list of code, all the ICD-10 PCS code starting with BB2. So you can search for this code here, BB24YZZ. You just click here. You can see the what each digit mean. Here the B means imaging, and then the second B means the respiratory system, and then the third digit is 2 means CT. Then lungs for body part, etc. And also you can you have the path to this code. You can easily go back to like BB, the respiratory system, and then select other code. So, or you go back to the table of contents. The second code example is 02H63JZ, insertion of pacemaker lead into right atrium, percutaneous approach. Once again, let's go to the book again. So the code started with 0, medical and surgical. So here, and 02 for heart and great vessel. And then we have 02H insertion. And then right atrium 6, and percutaneous for 3 here, and then cardiac lead pacemaker, and then final digit is Z. So again, you can easily navigate to this PCS table starting with 02H, and then you can specify more details about this code and find the specific code you want. Again, there's a list of code under the table. So that's our second example. The third example is 047K0ZZ, dilation of right femoral artery, open approach. Again, let's go to the book here. Let's go back to the table of contents. So it's once again it's 0, and then 04 for lower arteries, 047 for dilation. Again, you have this PCS table starting with 047 and then you specify the body part is K, femoral artery, right. And then you have open approach. Again, no device for device Z here, and then qualifier is Z, no qualifier. Let's go back to slides. So we have 3 examples. Please use your, if you don't have an account, you can sign up a free account at medicalcodecenter.com. Otherwise, use your paper book to follow along to find those 3 codes so that you are familiar with the PCS code table. So the second functionality is how to build ICD-10-PCS code. We will use 2 of the same example we went through, and 1 new example here. So let's go to the online book version. So just go to here, ICD-10-PCS, go to the first menu item, build ICD-10-PCS code. So again, we have the first code 0. First of all, you can see if you see select 0 here, medical and surgical, so you know which there's 7 digits, what each digit means. So first digit is a section, the second digit is body system, the third is operation, and the fourth is body part, and then approach, device, and a qualifier. So if you go to imaging, so it means different. So again, let's go to the code we want, which is 02H63JZ. So medical, and then the second digit is 2 for heart and a great vessel, and then third digit is H for insertion, and then you have right atrium 6, and percutaneous approach, cardiac lead, pacemaker. So you can click here to get the code here. So insertion of pacemaker lead into right atrium, percutaneous approach. Also, if you want to see the PCS table starting with 0 to H, you can just click the get PCS table. You can see the whole table here, and then you can select other code under this table. So the second example is 047 K0ZZ. So again, we can reset here, started with 0 here, and then 4 for lower arteries, and then 7 dilation, and then body part is femoral artery, right. Which is femoral artery, right, K. And then we have open approach, and then we don't have any device, and then qualifiers, no qualifier. So again, you can get the code here, dilation for right femoral artery, open approach. Again, if you want to see the PCS table, start with 047, you can click here to get the table. That's second example. The final example is the child delivery, 10E0XZZ. So let's go back to the build. So again, let's reset here. So the first digit is 1, obstetrics, and then here is pregnancy is automatic selected for you, and then third digit is delivery. So again, the program will select the rest automatically for you. So you just need to click to get this child delivery code. So the code is 10E0XZZ for child delivery. So as we can see, you just need to click, and then the software will click automatically for you for some of the digits. You know why? Because it's easy. After you select the delivery here, there's only one option there. So that's why you save quite a few clicks. So next, we will introduce you how to search ICD-10-PCS code by keyword or by code. So this you don't have, you can't follow with the paper book. You have to use the online book to use the search functionality. So let's go to the search here. Just under ICD-10-PCS, the search ICD-10-PCS code here. You can just type any keyword you want. So the first example here, we just for chart delivery, just type delivery. So this is very easy. You just type in, and then you see the 10E0XZZ. So the second example, we will search for excision of stomach, percutaneous diagnostic. Here, reset here, excision of stomach. Let's type that. So if you type excision of stomach, we have 25 codes related to excision of stomach. So you can type more words so that to narrow down the search. Here we have percutaneous approach. So we narrow down to 10 of them, and then finally, if we want to have diagnostic, you can type diag. Sorry, I must type something wrong. So we have 4 records here. So the first code 0DB63ZX, that's the excision of stomach, percutaneous approach, diagnostic. Okay, finally we can we can also search for code directly on this search page here. So let's do a reset here. The first code we search is 0D JD8ZZ JD8ZZ. This inspection for lower intestinal tract. This is a code for colonoscopy. So another example, let's search for 0D TJ0ZZ. This is resection of appendix. Reset. Let's see. So the other example. So we've went through. We can search the code directly, or we can even search for colonoscopy or gastroscopy. So colonoscopy. Here, this is interesting because if you search colonoscopy in the code description, there's no word colonoscopy appear in the code description. It's just to say resection of colon or something like that. So here, if it doesn't find anything in the description, you go to the index, search for the index. Actually find the entry here, 0DJD8ZZ. You can click this link here to see this code. This will go to the build code page, and then with everything selected. So, and then this is colonoscopy, and in the standard language, inspection of lower intestine tract via natural or artificial opening, endoscopic. Okay, this is a very powerful functionality here. So again, another example I can search is gastric gastroscopy. Here, search gastroscopy. Okay, you find this code here. You can click to go to this detailed code page here. So we have finished this search functionality. Finally, we will show you how to browse or search ICD-10-PCS index. So let's go to the book here. So under ICD-10-PCS, there's a ICD-10-PCS index. Go here, and then you will list all the keywords starting with letter A to Z. So the first example is gastrectomy. So gastrectomy started with G here. Here, gastrectomy. So you can see if a partial excision of stomach, you can see the code started with 0DB6. So if you click here, again, it will go to the building ICD-10-PS code page. And then with all the 4 digits selected, you can continue to select more details about the procedure. Like if it's percutaneous and no device, and then if it's no qualifier, then you can get the code you want. Again, this PCS table 0DB is automatically show up here. So let's go back. So if the total section is the code is the first 4 is 0DT6. Again, you can click this to go to the build ICD-10-PCS code page. Let's go back to the slide here. Okay, next we will see the say what if we want to find a code related to resection of uterus. So let's reset this page here. So if you search for resection, there's 600 entries, more than 600 entries, which is too many to go through. So if you want to search for code for resection of uterus, resection has too many entries. You better search for the trick is to search for the body part, uterus. Here we have 85 records. You can go through these records. There's different operations like beam radiation or contact radiation. So what we are looking for is the resection of uterus. Here is the code is 0UT9. 0UT9 here. You can go back to the PCS building page, and then you can specify more details based on those 4 selected digits. So again, if you want to search for any operation or medical procedure related to stomach, you just type stomach there, and then you have 100 records. So here, if you want to see the excision of stomach, here the code is 0DB6, as we went through before. So you can click this to see the PCS table, and also based on the table, you can specify more details about the code. Let's go back to the slide here. So we finished the showing you how to use ICD-10-PCS index. So again, if you have a paper book, you can follow along, to try to find all those these 3 examples. So finally, it's the ICD-10-PCS definitions. These definitions basically define all the standard terminology used in the ICD-10-PCS. Under ICD-10-PCS, go to the last menu item, ICD-10-PCS definitions. Here, say for example, for medical and surgical, you have some standard set of language for, say for example, for operations, axis 3, that's the 3rd digit. So you have alteration, bypass, change, control, and destruction. So if you have time, just go through all those standard terminologies so that you are familiar with the ICD-10-PCS. So for axis 4 is the body part. Again, you list the major body part and also the sub part of the body part, which list under include. See, for example, the auxiliary artery, right? It includes all those different arteries there. So that's axis 4, I guess. So axis 5 is approach. You have external open percutaneous endoscopic, and a very natural or artificial opening, etc. And finally, you have a device. What kind of device you use. All those are listed inside under the axis 6. And finally, you have a qualifier to specify more detailed information about the medical procedure. Yeah, axis 6. Now finally, I just want to mention the difference between excision and resection. So excision means cut off a portion of a body part, and resection means cutting off all of a body part. So just make sure you understand those difference between those 2 words. I think that's it for today. So for today's session, we showed you how to use ICD-10-PCS book, so especially the online book version. Thank you very much for watching.